Hi everybody, my name's TeresaLouise and I quilt too. Also, today I make art quilts. I'm just gonna keep telling myself that because I really want to do this. Art really is my passion. It always has been since I was very little. My family, a lot of people in my family have been blessed with the art bug. So some of them are carvers, others paint. I paint. I painted for years or sketched, and then got into quilting, as you know, and but I want to get back into my art, and so it's been a while since I painted anything, which is really a shame. Yeah, one of my regrets. But when you live in a small home, it's hard to get that stuff out, and keep it out, and full of excuses, basically. Anyway, I have no excuse now because I have a great big space. And I'm very lucky, and I just saw a piece of fabric that I might want to use. So I had to grab it. Alright, so I really have no clue about how to do this. I'm kind of a very structured person, so this is going to be a little freeing, maybe messy. I'm not sure how to describe it. I'm very angular, I guess. I don't like things to be uneven. That's good. I don't know how to describe it. And so with these art quilts, from what I've seen, you just cut stuff up and start putting it on your board, and hopefully you get something. Now I know there's some color theories going on there. You want to pick colors that you feel like go with each other. And besides that, I think finding something with a flow, something that flows in the direction you want to go. So as you can see, I've just started on this, and actually it's, I've had the eye and the eyebrow done for quite a while. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I'll try and get you up here closer in a second. So let me just start out saying that this is my dog, Cookie, and she passed away last November, so it'd be 2019, and she was like 11, 12 years old, around there, and she lived with diabetes for probably 7 years at least of her life, and she actually did pretty good, but she was one of those dogs that you really just couldn't stabilize. She was just consistently in the 300s no matter what you did, but she made it 7 years, and I really feel like, she was a chocolate lab, and that's about how long labs last, really, or live, so I don't think it was just all from, diabetes complications or anything like that. Anyway, I've been wanting to do an art quilt of her and my other dogs that have passed on. So I'm going to start with her because it was my husband's dog. He loved her very, very much. I loved her too, but it was really his dog. Kind of, if you watched my other video with Annie, that's his new dog. She just turned 2, but we've only had her for about 8 or 9 months, and he and her just love each other like nothing. I mean, Annie follows him around a lot more than Cookie followed Brandon, although Cookie followed him around quite a bit when she was younger. Anyway, so here's Cookie. I will tend to ramble. I'm sorry. If you don't like rambling, you're at the wrong channel. I'll just tell you that right now. If you have any hints for me, I would love to hear them down in the comments if you guys do these. I'm actually trying to find a class. I would like to take a class. I think that would help. And I've been watching a lot of Susan Carlson's videos, but they're just not detailed enough for me. I'd like to do like a Zoom class or something like that. That way I can talk to the person, you know. But I think this is going pretty good. Let me bring you a little closer. Okay. So, it looks like she's got a big mustache right there. As you can see, I have several different pictures of her, and I think it helps to have a black and white. That way you can see where the real dark shading areas are, and then color. I thought about doing a picture of her when she was younger. We got her, she was 4 years old. But this is how I remember her the most, so this is what I'm going to do. And she's definitely got a lot more color in her. You know, she turned really white. So I'm looking for flow. Now that makes it look like she's got this big old mustache right there, but just see, I can take them off. So I'm using a piece of muslin, and then I have it connected with my artboard here. It's just a great big clipboard, which is really cool. And then I have it just clipped all the way around, and I have a piece of batting, an old piece of batting back there, and that way I can pin things up and take them off and move them around. And I'm not gluing anything down yet until I know for sure that that's where I want it. And I'm mostly trying to get in a lot of the darks, and then I'll come back in and bring in some of those lights. Now, even when I paint, or when I did paint, I really loved painting animals, and I always started with the eye. I mean, I would sketch them in and put in the darks and so forth, and then I would do the eye, because the eye is the way into the soul. That's how I think of it. So if you can get the eye down, then the rest of it should all come together. At least that's how it did in my paintings. If I couldn't get that eye down just right, then I had a hard time with the rest of the painting. So I'm working on the eye. I'm not 100% happy with this eyeball, but when I step back and look at this, it's looking pretty good, you know. The other thing about using fabric is you're doing some crazy stuff, you know, like these eyelashes that are coming up, you know. I'm not sure that I'll keep those, but they're real crazy. And I'm using, or not crazy, like flamboyant, I guess. And I'm using batiks. If you watch my other videos, you've seen that I've been collecting batiks for these kind of projects. The next thing I did was I went through my fabrics and I picked out a bunch of darks that I thought worked well together, and then I went like blacks or black blues kind of colors, and then I went to the next color into some browns, and then just kind of worked my way down and then into some lighter stuff. So that's what I'm doing. And like this, I'm just kind of auditioning that for the tongue. I know her tongue is much bigger than that, but this is kind of the right color, because it's got those pinks. But I think I need more of it, more pinks in there, and not so much brown, because her tongue is really pink right in there. The thing I'm afraid I'm going to do, because I'm not an abstract artist, and this is kind of abstract stuff. I'm a real life artist, and so I always want everything to look like the photo or real life, And this isn't like that at all. This is definitely abstract. But I think that you can still go abstract and it will still appear to resemble whatever you're copying, So I guess it will know when my husband looks at it and goes, that don't look like Cookie at all. I hope that's not what he does, but so anyway, yeah, that is what I'm doing, and that's kind of what I've learned so far, is trying to pick out some colors with movement. I also have some fabric here that actually looks like hair, so I'll be adding some of that in, but I don't want it all just that, I really like this marble stuff, and I just found some other things, like here's a real pretty, this would be like later on. Here's another one. I can pick out some of these colors. So, yeah. So just sit back and watch me for a minute, and we'll see how I do. So any of you followers of me do art quilts? Let me know down in the comments. It's a real interesting piece. And like, it's almost like, you know, hair. I really like these scissors because they're serrated, and so they kind of seal off the edges here, so they're not just fraying all the time. Now, once I use the glue, I can kind of move that around a little bit. There, that gives that nose a little bit of a highlight. And then I also have these scissors, so you can get in there and cut around. I like the angle, and these are the Tula Pink duckbill, and then a pair of tweezers, and then let's see, the glue I'm using or will use is this tacky glue. I have a lot of other glues over here too I can try. And then I like these really long pins, so I could, like, if I want to make sure that's going to stay there, just pin that up there. But it's staying pretty good, actually. Just notice that this piece has this dark purplish running through it, which is kind of the shape of her mouth. So I'm going to cut that out.